This is a 2009 Nissan Rogue. One of the problems that it has is that this door lock freezes in the winter. So on a very cold day, the moisture gets down into the window seal and it gets frozen at the latch. So what happens is the cables freeze, the latch disengages from itself, and there's no way to get into the car except crawling through the rear trunk and unlocking the door from the inside. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. You'll have to take your window out and your door panel off in order to access the locking mechanism. So to get your door panel off, the first thing you're going to want to do is to take out this little plastic piece on it. Then I think it's 11 millimeter socket wrench that you'll use to take the bolt out. Then just pop this panel off, and underneath you'll find two bolts, same 11 millimeter size nut. You can also use a Phillips drive. Take the two bolts, put them away. Reach your hand underneath the panel and give it a good tug. Just kind of tug it a couple times on the right, on the left, and that should snap it loose. Next, you're going to want to take off your window control panel. I saw one guy actually take his entire door off to get this panel out. All you have to do, you don't even need to disconnect the electrical parts. All you really need to do is disconnect the trim face from it. There's really no sense in disconnecting this cable. It's actually a lot harder to do that. Plus, you're going to need it connected to get your window rolled up and down in order to get that regulator out of there. Now, once you get that off, all you got to do is push the electronic box right down into the panel. Reach up under, give your door panel a good tug, and off it comes. Now, next thing you'll see is your window regulator system. These bolts here, you need to take them off. Do not take the bolts in the middle off, okay? Those bolts don't need to come off. That one there, that one there, that and that do not need to come off. That actually attaches the window regulator to that plastic piece, and you won't need to do that. Now, next thing you notice is there's two plastic covers. They're just kind of vinyl, and this is how you're going to take your window out. So you need to now operate your mechanism until the bolts that hold your window show up through that hole. There you go. Again, same size bolts. Now, once you get your bolts out, your window glass will just lift right out of there. You have to tilt it a little bit, lift it out, and set it someplace safe. Now what you'll need to do is bring your regulator all the way up to the top, just as if you're rolling the window all the way up, and then push out your two latches for your door locks, those cables, and from the bottom lift the bottom out first, and then the whole entire piece should come right out. Now you can just set that to the side. You won't even need to disconnect the electronics for the rest of this. Okay, so what happens here, those two cables are supposed to operate independently, the outside latch and the inside latch. When you pull on it from the outside latch, that ball is supposed to go up, or that piece of plastic is supposed to go up freely and not bring the cable up with it. Well, when you get moisture down in there and you get sub-0 degrees and it freezes, then when you pull on that latch from the outside, that piece of plastic raises up, pulls the cable with it, and on the other end of that cable, it disconnects it from your door latch, and now you can't open up at all. So what I sprayed was white lithium grease right on the end of that cable. Take your door latch off. You would have had to gone through here. Just pull that little rubber gasket off. Go with a little hex bit. Pull it out. And this just pops off. This latch then just backs out, actually. Comes right off. And the gasket right around there, you just pull that gasket off. You can pick these up for a couple bucks at the dealer and replace that gasket. Then go ahead and put your pieces back together and seal the gaskets so that hopefully you won't get any more winter moisture down in there. And to fix it, you're going to have to take the latch and reconnect it from the door side. I actually didn't show that part, but it's just like putting a brake cable back in a bicycle. You just have to get it in there and flip it down and fix it. So let's put this door back together, and we'll be done with it. Make sure that your latching mechanism works. Slide it in and out. Now bring your regulator down so that you can see the bolts. Slide your glass back in. And your glass will position itself right where the hole is. Once that's positioned, go ahead and bolt it back up. Not too tight, don't want to crack anything. Snug it down, but don't break your glass. You can fit your vinyl plastic covers right over. And just put your door back on. Pull your electric control box right up through the handle. Put your face cover plate back on. Snap it in. Wrong way, Jim. There we go. Okay, all I gotta do now is put 3 bolts back in. All right, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.